Good afternoon, students. Welcome you all in our history class. Today we are going to start the first chapter of class 9 history, the French Revolution. French Revolution, as the title suggests, revolution or protest in France. By whom? By the French people. But why? What was the reason behind? We are going to study this chapter, its background, from where the story begins. So, let's come to the story part. In the very first page, children, you will see that on the morning of 14 July 1789, the city of Paris was in a state of alarm. Okay, that means on 14 July 1789, the city of Paris was in a state of alarm or fear. Okay, the king had commanded troops to move into the city. That means the king had commanded, okay, or ordered his soldiers to move into the city of Paris. Now, rumors spread that the king would soon ordered the army or the soldiers to open fire upon the citizens, to attack upon the citizens. Some 7,000 men and women, they gathered together, okay, in front of the town hall, and they decided to form a people's militia. Now, militia means here army, okay. So, these people actually they were getting scared or fear that this king is going to order his army to attack upon us, so we have to save ourselves. So the 7,000 men and women, they gathered together and they decided to form a people's army. And these people, they broke into a number of government buildings in search of arms and ammunition. That means to save or to protect themselves, they have to fight back, right? So in search of arms, they broke into a number of government buildings. Finally, a group of several hundred people, they marched towards the eastern part of the city, and the storm means they attacked the fortress prison Bastille. Okay, this Bastille was the fortress prison, okay, in Paris. Now, where they hoped to find hoarded ammunition. Hoarded means hidden, okay. So finally what happened, this group of people means several hundred people, they marched towards the eastern part of the city and they attacked the fortress prison Bastille. And why? Because they thought that they will get some hidden arms and ammunitions, okay, weapons, to fight back. So in the armed fight that followed, the commander of Bastille was killed. So in this what happened, the commander of this Bastille prison, he was killed, and the prisoners were released from that prison. Now that time there were only 7 prisoners, okay, there were only 7 prisoners that time, not more than that, okay. So yet the Bastille was hated by all. Why this Bastille prison was hated by all, children? Because it stood for the despotic power of the king. Because this fortress prison was the symbol of despotic power, means cruel or brutality, okay. The king was quite brutal and tyrant ruler, so it shows us despotic power, tyrant power, or cruelty, okay. So that is the reason why the people, they hated the king and they hated the Bastille prison too much, okay, because it was the symbol of despotic power of the king. Okay, the question comes like, why Bastille prison was hated by all the people of France? So children, you will write that it stood for the despotic power of the king, or it was the symbol of despotic power of the king. Okay, now the fortress prison was demolished, okay, it was totally destroyed by the people, and its stone fragments were sold in the market to all those people who wished to keep a souvenir of its destruction, means those who want to keep it as a memorable, to keep it as a so that they will remember it every time. Okay, just give them a memory that how they have fought and against the king. Okay, so just for a memory, to remember that as a memorable event, they wanted to keep those stone fragments with them. Okay, so those stone fragments were sold in the market to all the people who wish to keep it a souvenir of its destruction. Okay. Next, so the days that follow saw many riots both in Paris and also the countryside, in villages. So most people, they were protesting against the high price of bread. Okay, so later on, children, we are going to study in this chapter that why the people, they wanted to protest, okay, against the king. Why? What was the situation that time? Okay, it's totally the background of the story we are going to study. Okay, so this is just the last part we can say. Okay, we will go to the flashback. Okay, the background of the story will come, then you people will understand what is the actual reason behind it, why the French Revolution started. Okay. Okay, so next, coming to the background of the story, French society during the late 18th century. Okay, now what was the situation that time in France during the late 18th century? Let's see. So children, you will see here that in the year 1774, okay, and also we are going to study about the king of France, okay, Louis XVI. King Louis XVI, he was the ruler or the monarch of France that time. In 1774, King Louis XVI of Bourbon family, okay, he ascended the throne of France. Okay, Louis XVI, he was actually from Bourbon family and he ascended the throne of France in the year 1774. Okay, and he was 20 years old and he married to the Austrian princess Marie Antoinette. Okay, so Louis XVI was married to Austrian princess Marie Antoinette, and upon his accession the new king found an empty treasury. Now what was the reason behind? When he ascended the throne, he found that totally an empty treasury was there. Why? Because long years of war had drained the financial resources of France. Okay, these were the reason. Long years of war drained the financial resources of France. Okay, and added to this was the cost of maintaining an extravagant court at the immense palace of Versailles. Okay, that means the king was leading a very luxurious life. That was also another reason. Next, under Louis XVI, okay, this one, cost of maintaining extravagant court at the immense palace of Versailles. Next is under Louis XVI, France helped the 13 American colonies to gain their independence or freedom from the common enemy Britain. Okay, Britain was the common enemy of America as well as France. So France was helping America, okay, to gain their independence or liberty from Britain. Now, this war added more than $1 billion to our debt that had already risen to more than 2 billion livres. So, you can see too much debt. And next, what happened? Lenders who gave the state credit, now they began to charge 10% interest on the loan. Okay, so what happened? The French government was obliged to spend an increasing percentage of its budget on interest payments alone. So too much debt was there, 10% more interest on the loan. How France was going to bear? Okay, so to meet its regular expenses such as the cost of maintaining an army and court, running government offices or universities, the state was forced to increase the taxes. Means no such option was there. Only the option left was to increase the taxes. Okay, yet even this measure would not have sufficed. French society in the 18th century was okay. So up till here you have understood that there was no such option, only one option is left, that is to increase the taxes. Okay, and one more thing children, you will see here, French society during the 18th century was divided into 3 states. Okay, this is very important. Here you can see in your book the picture, the chart has been given over here, this one. Okay, first state, second state and the third state. Okay, French society was divided into 3 states that time. First state belonging to clergy. Clergy means those who are performing special functions in the church, like bishops, father. Okay, next state you can see, second state belongs to nobility, that is the nobles or the monarch. Okay, and in the third state you will see there was a division. Okay, 3 groups were there: big businessmen, merchants, court officials, lawyer, those belonging to educated class. Then peasants and artisans, farmers, peasants. Okay, artisans were there. And in the last category you'll see small peasants, landless laborers and the servants. So these 3 category belonging to third state. Okay, so this is the division of French society that time. Okay, 3 states: first state, second state and third state. Now the society of state, and also you must remember that only the members of the third state, they have to pay the taxes. Only the third state group, they are going to pay the taxes. Other 2 states, first state and second state, they didn't have to pay any such taxes. Okay, they are leading a luxurious life, whereas the third state only they have to suffer. Okay, and they're not getting any privileges by birth. But the first state and the second state, they were enjoying all the benefits we can say, and they were getting privileges by birth. Okay, next you'll see the society of state was a part of the feudal system. Okay, that dated back to the Middle Ages. Feudal system, okay, that time exist or prevail. And the term old regime is usually used to describe the society and institution of France before 1789. Okay, so old regime. Old regime means children, the society and the institution of France before 1789, because after that the French Revolution started, and so before that the time period, okay, it was known as old regime, that is the king's rule or monarch's rule under that time period. Okay, next you'll see here the system of states in the French society. Peasants made up to 90% of the population. Okay, peasants who were in the third state, they made up to 90% of the population. Okay, 90% population. Peasants. However, only a small number of them owned the land they cultivated. 60% of the land, okay, in which they are cultivating was owned only by the nobles, the church and other rich members of the third state. Okay, and the members of the first 2 state, that is the clergy and the nobility, they enjoy certain privileges by birth. Okay, they were getting all the advantages by birth only. And the most important of these was the exemption from paying taxes, means they didn't have to pay any such taxes to the state, whereas only the third state, they have to pay all the taxes. The nobles further enjoy the feudal privileges. Okay, these included the feudal dues, means the peasants and the farmers, they have to give feudal dues to the rich landlord or the nobles, and peasants were obliged to render services to the landlord. Okay, they have to give their services to the landlord or the landowner, and they have to work in their houses, in their field, to serve in the army or to participate in building roads. So they are suffering a lot, whereas this nobles, monarch and the clergy group, they were enjoying a lot in the society that time. So this kind of discrimination was going in France during the 18th century. Okay, so this is also one of the reason of frustration among the people. Okay, and the third state especially, they were suffering a lot. They have to pay all the taxes and they were suffering. They were not getting any kind of privileges or advantages. Whereas this two category, first state and second state, they were enjoying and they were getting all the privileges by birth. Next you'll see here, the church too extracted its share of taxes called the tiths. Now children, you'll see there were two types of taxes over here. You'll see tiths and tithe, which is very, very important. Okay, tiths and tithe. Okay, for 1 mark means very short, it might come. Okay, what is meant by tiths and tithe? The church extracted its share of taxes called tiths from the peasants, and finally all the members of the third state, they had to pay taxes to the state. This included a direct tax called tithe, okay, and a number of indirect taxes were there which were imposed or levied on articles of everyday consumption like salt or tobacco, and the burden of this financing activities of the state through taxes was borne by the third state alone. Means only the third state, they have to face all this burden. Okay, and the tiths, okay, tiths means it was a tax which was imposed by the church. Okay, imposed by the church and comprising 1/10 of the agricultural produce. Means suppose if a farmer or a peasant is producing okay, some amount of so he had to pay how much? 1/10 of the agricultural produce. Okay, whatever he is producing, that peasant, he had to pay or he had to give 1/10 of that agricultural produce to the church. Okay, so tiths was a tax which was imposed by the church. Clear? And tithe, whereas tithe was a tax which has to be paid directly to the state, okay, by the members of the third state. Okay, so this thing is clear, children. I hope you have understood this part about the background of French Revolution, about Louis XVI, what is the two type of taxes which the third state have to pay, and what is the reason, okay, what was the reason behind the empty treasury of France. Okay, these reasons you have to write. And what is the term old regime it describes. Okay, I hope you have understood this. So that's all for this video. The background portion and all you have understood. Later on we'll discuss about this topic, the struggle to survive, as well as a growing middle class envisages an end to privileges. Okay, how this middle class, they emerged and they put an end to all the privileges which these two states were enjoying. Whereas the struggle to survive, where we are going to study that how, subsistence crisis emerged in France. Okay, how this population increases, then there was a shortage of food grains. Okay, and people were suffering a lot. There was too much shortage of food that time, and bad harvest was there. So many reasons were there. Okay, and you can see in this picture also it is portraying this nobleman as the spider, whereas the peasant as the fly. Okay, how it traps the fly or the peasant, how the spider is trapping the fly, right? How this nobleman is trapping this peasant. Okay, how he is ill-treating the peasant. Okay, how is torturing, means how the peasant is being tortured, or he's totally deprived by this nobleman. Okay, this nobleman, he is actually using, okay, this peasants and the farmers, he is getting all the services, okay, from this peasant, but in return the peasant is not getting anything. Only he had to suffer a lot under this feudal landlord. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thank you, children. Thank you all.